How's it going, attorneys? In this video, I'm going to give you a marketing crash course so you can learn everything there is to know about marketing with these concepts and then take that information and make the best decisions possible for your firm. And the best part of what I'm about to show you is that it's evergreen. These concepts will apply to any channel you're using. So if you take this into consideration when you're evaluating a channel, it will always lead you in the right direction. Let's go ahead and dive in. So the first thing that I want to talk about as it relates to marketing as a whole, and just to give you a little background, we've been marketing for just about 10 years now. We've worked with a lot of big companies. We've worked with a lot of small companies, over 300 companies over the years. And we really have seen it all when it comes to digital marketing. And so that's where I'm getting all of these things from. It's not just made up. It's not something that I've seen in one industry. We've worked in a lot of different industries, a lot of different channels. Again, people with tiny budgets, people up to $1 million a month budgets. So there's no magic system in any of this. There is traffic and the methods that you use to convert that traffic into leads. And there's always a trade-off between cost and quality. And I'm going to talk more about that in the next few slides. So the first thing that you need to understand when it comes to marketing is the marketing funnel itself. And in the marketing funnel, there are different ways to market to each of these levels, and that is usually how you'll get different levels of lead quality. So at the top of the funnel, you have what's called awareness. So these are people who are becoming problem aware, or they're not yet aware that they have a problem. In the middle of the funnel, this is the consideration phase, and this is when people are aware they have a problem and now they're considering the ways in which they can solve that problem. And then there's the bottom of the funnel, and this is where people are ready to make a purchase decision, and they've honed in on a few companies they want to work with, and now they're about to make that decision. So that's how the funnel works, and everybody goes through these phases, whether they go through it very slowly or they go through it very quickly, but they will have awareness, consideration, and purchase through their marketing journey. So as it relates to the marketing funnel, there are a few different things at play here. And I'm going to talk about both of these things. So first is lead temperature. And at the top of the funnel, the lead temperature is the coldest, meaning these people are just being introduced to you, and so they might not become a client or a customer very quickly. As you go down the funnel and people are in the middle of the funnel and the bottom of the funnel, the lead temperature gets hotter and hotter. So when you're marketing to these people at the top of the funnel, it could be get your free ebook. It could be get your free download. It could be watch our seminar or our webinar. In the middle of the funnel, now they've kind of been introduced to your ecosystem. You could be showing them testimonials of happy clients. Now they're considering you because, they're seeing these testimonial videos, like this person looks like a pretty reputable company. And then at the bottom of the funnel, you're hitting them with ads that say book a consult. Come into the firm, let's talk, let's get you into a consult and talk about your next steps. And because they're at the bottom of the funnel, you can go straight for the money pretty much. You can say, let's do a consult. And so that lead temperature really, really matters. So when you're running a marketing campaign, if you're not aware of the type of campaign you're running, whether it's a top of funnel, middle of funnel, bottom of funnel, it may or may not work the way you expect it to because you didn't realize this dynamic was at play. So if you're running, ebook ads and clients aren't rolling in, well, it's because it's a very cold lead. It's still a lead, but it's cold. You have to really warm that lead up. Now, offer temperature is another thing that you have to take into consideration. So at the top of the funnel, your offer temperature has to be hotter. It has to build value. And again, what I mean by offer temperature is like giveaways, free ebooks, free downloads, crazy good offers will get top of funnel traffic in much better than colder offers. As you move down the funnel and they are already aware of who you are and they're familiar with what you do, or they know they have to solve a problem very quickly, your offer can become colder, meaning you could just ask for a consult rather than giving them an ebook or a 30-day trial or whatever it is. I'm just using different examples. And so this is a very important understanding, is these two relationships. So if you have a really, really hot offer at the top of the funnel, it'll probably do pretty good. It'll get people in the door. And then at the bottom of the funnel, if you have a really cold offer, it'll do pretty good because, again, these people are familiar with you. Now, where things get really powerful is if you have a really strong offer and it's at the bottom of the funnel, meaning they already know who you are and you have a really insane offer that it's hard to say no to. That's when things get really, really powerful. But I don't want to go too deep into that because that could be a whole other conversation. So understanding these dynamics is very important when it comes to the marketing funnel and how you structure your marketing. Now, there is a trade-off, like I said, between effort and cost, or quality and cost. There's always a trade-off between these things. So at the top of the funnel, the leads are going to be much cheaper. They could be $10, they could be $20. At the bottom of the funnel, they could be 100, they could be 150. And I'm going to show you some examples from our marketing campaigns, so you have an idea of what this looks like. But at the top of the funnel, the leads are cheap, which is great, right? People love cheap leads, but it requires more nurturing or a hotter offer. So you might have to offer something that costs you money or detracts from your price. And so either way, you're somewhat paying for it indirectly. So either you're nurturing them more, meaning you're calling them, you're emailing them, you're following up with them, and that takes manpower and or automation, or you're offering something that is very, very valuable to you, whether it's like a free consult, your time, an ebook, a seminar. Either way, it's costing you something. It's just not in lead cost format. So understand that. The cheaper the leads are, great, but you have to work them much, much harder. Now, at the bottom of the funnel, the leads are more expensive, but they require way less nurturing. You don't have to call them every day. You don't have to email them every day. You don't have to friend them on social media and say, hey, how's it going? So there's not as much work involved from like a manpower standpoint or an automation standpoint. So it's better from a standpoint of it's more efficient typically. So that is always the case when it comes to these types of channels, unless, again, you have an insane offer or an insane product that people are just, really, really into, like a viral type product. But again, as a law firm, you're not really getting that experience unless they've been in a car accident and they need help right away. So if you overlay the digital channels over this, you can get a better understanding of where they fall as it relates to the place in the funnel. And this is not always true, but this is a really good rule of thumb. So Facebook, YouTube, display, these are what I call interruption-based channels, where people are not on that platform to find a lawyer necessarily. They could be looking for legal advice on YouTube, or trying to get education on like a blog, and the display network would hit them, but they're not looking for an attorney yet. They're looking for advice, or they're looking for education. So your ad can show to these people when they're looking for these things, but again, it is interrupting them from something else they were doing. So they're not always the hottest leads. Now the search network, Google search network, where people are typing in, I need an attorney, or I need an estate planning attorney or a family attorney. When they type that in, they have a need and they're coming to you versus you going out to them and interrupting them. So those leads are bottom of funnel leads because they are ready to do business. They've done all their research and now they're looking for an attorney. And so again, knowing where the channel falls in this is very important, because usually the way you distribute top of funnel type marketing is on those three platforms. The way you do bottom of funnel type marketing is on the Google search network. Again, it can be done on the three above there, but it's typically not done that way. It can be, but it's not always done that way, especially as it relates to attorneys. So I want to show you just some examples of what this looks like in our ad accounts. So now I know we're not attorneys, but for the most part, these concepts, they are very applicable to every single business. Now, what I have circled on the right-hand side over there in red is what's called the cost per click. And this is what it costs me to bring a visitor to my website. Now, you can see that the display roadmap is 51 cents a click. So every time someone clicks my ad and goes to my website, it costs me 51 cents. Now, display are banner ads across Google's network. So it's not super high quality traffic, but it is very, very cheap. You can see in the screenshot there, I got 306 clicks for 51 cents. So again, I'm bringing in a ton of traffic, but it's dirt cheap. Now, this traffic could be accidental clicks, because on banners, people will accidentally click them and then go to my website. It could be people who are just browsing. It's not the highest quality traffic, but it's super cheap. Now, lawyer website and lawyer marketing, those are search campaigns where people are typing in, I need a website for my law firm, or I need marketing for my law firm. Now you can see that those clicks cost $21 and $26 per click. So every time someone clicks my ad and goes to my website, I'm paying Google $26 or $21. You can see how much more expensive it is. It's like 40, 50 times the cost. But it's that much more expensive because the quality of traffic is much higher. These are people who are actively looking for a solution to their marketing problem or their website problem. So I'm willing to pay much more for that traffic because of the quality of that traffic. Let me show you another example. So this is Facebook. Now, Facebook, again, is used typically to distribute top of funnel content, and I've labeled the campaigns as such: Tofu and Bofu and Tofu. So if you look at the first campaign there, it's a webinar campaign. It's a top of funnel campaign. So I'm inviting people to come to our webinar. Now you can see that I'm paying $51 a lead there, which is, it's pretty expensive. It's a little more than I want to pay for a webinar visit, but you know, I'll play ball. So again, $51 per lead. Now the campaign below that is a bottom of funnel marketing campaign where I am asking attorneys to book a call with me to get on my calendar and let's talk about how we can help grow your firm. You can see that those leads are $110, and in some cases I've paid up to $200 for those leads. The book funnel, so what that is you get a free download of this book here. You can either get the PDF or you can get the Amazon copy. That is $34 a lead. And that is a top of funnel lead because somebody has to read that book and then they have to get value out of it. And then maybe they come back to me in a month or 2 months or 3 months. But again, they're not booking a call with me right away. So I'm talking to that person way down the road. So as a result, the leads need to be cheaper. But because I'm providing value in the form of a book, they are a third the cost of a bottom of funnel lead. So, you know, understanding how these work will really help you make a decision as to how you're going to market your firm. Are you going to do top of funnel and do you have time to nurture those leads and time to wait for that business to come in? Or do you need bottom of funnel marketing where you need business coming in as soon as possible and you don't have time and you don't have the luxury of working those leads in a nurturing format? So again, all marketing works this way. You have to understand that there is the bottom of funnel, which that business is ready to close, and it's not there is a lot of business out there for it, but eventually you need to branch into the other areas of marketing. Now, I will say this, if you are a smaller firm or even a mid-sized firm and you're not making above $1 million a year or even like $2 million in some markets, you can stick with one channel and one format and it will really grow your firm to those levels. If you are making multiple millions a year and you're starting to tap out your bottom of funnel resources, you're starting to get diminishing returns, then you want to look at adding this other type of marketing, whether again, it's investing in different channels or in different marketing tactics, but that's more of a tactical conversation. This is a strategic conversation, understanding that there is top of funnel, mid funnel, bottom of funnel, and there is a trade-off between quality and there's a trade-off between cost. So understand that when you're making your marketing decisions, and it will really, really help you. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you on the next one.